Hello, boardwalkers. It's a cloudy, somewhat warm. We've got 75 degrees Fahrenheit for our temperatures today. And I'm just walking around the yard today, gathering up bits and pieces of this old wasp's nest that we have on the side of our house. Hornet's nest. It's finally fallen apart, and I have come up with an idea. I think I want to use this bit of material, which is very colorful and looks like wood, but it's the wasp nest material from the wasp nest that's blown apart. And I'm going to, with Hermit's help and Tibby's help, gather up these bits and pieces of fallen wasp nest, and I think I'm going to use it to cover one of my square sketchbooks. And that. It's rather warm for this time of the year in November for northern Mississippi. It's unusually warm, and so I've still got cannas growing, and I think I'm going to pick this up and maybe try and put that in on the cover also. You can see Boone is sitting here on the front porch, and we've got those angel trumpets, tropical flowers blooming, and Kermit is sitting on the front porch. But I thought I'd gather up some natural nature materials and see what we could do for the cover of our Etchr Square sketchbook soon. So let's head into the studio and see what we can come up with for our decorative cover. Okay, boardwalkers, so we're back in the studio now, and I've got the workspace set up with my Meeden Professional Watercolor palette, my orange calla lily blossom. We've got a bag full of this papery textured material from the hornet's nest outside. I've got a huge batch of it. I've got my cheap little boar bristle paintbrush, because I'm going to use this Mod Podge gloss luster water-based sealer glue and finish for covering this Etchr square format cold press 6" by 6" 100% cotton mixed media 52 page 230 GSM vegan friendly sketchbook. It says it opens flat, it's acid free, and it's got a customizable cover, which is what we're going to attempt to do today. So let me get in here. And get going. If I can get this open. These are sealed up really well for traveling, for shipping. And this was one of those items that I bought for my birthday. And I've really been wanting to see what these are all about. And I've really started enjoying using the square format. It's wrapped once again. And there's our little llama on it. This is a really nice size sketchbook. It will have just enough pages for me to take it with me and use. Oh, that is nice. Let's see how we get this off. Wonder if it just slides off. Yeah, it'll just slide right off of there. Maybe. All right. And it says 6" by 6" or 15.24 centimeters by 15.24 centimeters. There's 26 sheets in it, which means there'll be 52 pages. It's acid-free and archival grade. And it supposedly opens up flat. So let's see. It's got this, ooh, it's got this really nice cover on it. And this is the part that I'm going to play with and cover. Oh, those are really nice thick pages from what I'm used to having in my old sketchbooks. And you can see that grain on both sides. So that is really going to be a nice sketchbook to play with. Let's see if we can find the middle. There's the middle. So if I put this under like that, that will expose my whole page here. Now that's going to be buckled up right in there, but that's okay. I can work on half of it and the other half. I haven't really decided how much of this I want to use on here. And I don't know if you can tell, but this material is in layers here. Paper wasp nest is in a bunch of layers. So I thought what I would do would be separated out and find a thin sheet and us play with the layout on it. See, because that just looks really cool to me. The textures and the colors on it, the swirls. So I'm curious to know if this is gonna, fit on here. I don't know that I want to paint on it quite yet. I'd like to do the back section of it and see how that looks. And I don't know if you can see, but some of this is brownish gray. And then I have some pieces in here. This is all from the same wasp nest. But I like the look and the feel of it, the wood grain. Put some of this up. But I wanted to get this piece out here because this piece looks a little grayer compared to this other piece that was down here. But it's all different colors, different textures. So I don't think I want to use this rough part. That little piece right there might be nice instead, because it has a flat edge. And then that kind of swirls down. We'll see what we can do with it. I have never painted on a cover, so I'd kind of like to leave a little bit of space to paint, but I would like to use some collage or decoupage of the sketchbook. So now that I've got some of this pulled out how I want, that's in so many different layers. I think I like that. And then maybe put just a little bit over here. Ooh, look at there. Put it like to where the llama can stand on it some. That would be so cool. Like it's a mountain. Oh yeah, that looks nice. All right, I think that's about what I want to do. See if I can tear some of this and put this to where it looks like our little llama is in the mountains, in the Andes Mountains. And let's see. Oh, this might work. That might work. Do it just enough to leave me a space. And then what I could do is I could watercolor around him so that he stands out a little bit better. Ooh, I think I like that. Yep, I do. I like how that's going to go. I'm going to set some of these other pieces, these bigger pieces aside. And we'll get this pulled over to the side here. And before I get this glue going, Could I welcome you back to the art studio? I'm CB Mac, and on this channel you'll find tutorials about plein air painting with watercolors, gouache, ink, graphite, charcoal, and colored pencils. I also do art supply reviews. If you're enjoying this video, could I ask you please to subscribe to my channel? Tap that thumbs up like button, share this video, and click on that bell icon to receive notifications for my upcoming videos. It does make a huge difference in the growth and the support of my art channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you subscribers. I think I'm up to about 49 or maybe even 50 of you subscribers right now. And your subscription makes a huge difference in the growth and the support of my channel. So let's see if we can get a little bit of this glue poured out. Now I've got some water in various containers like I normally do when we're don't get in there, don't fall in there. Goodness. Well, okay. We'll just go ahead and glue you on right now. All right, I am going to just go with the brush and just start spreading some glue on here. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. So we're just gonna experiment and try it out. That's the only way we can learn, to see how this is going to work. So, and I'm not sure how well this is going to keep me from getting that the paint on later. If I'm going up under his chin here with this little piece. Oh, that's gluing down nicely. All right, let's see how big this section is. I need to go a little bit more. Up here. And that'll still give me plenty of space to play and paint. Move you over there a bit. Got you turned that way, so yep. So that would sit on there. And then I got this piece up here that I got to finish getting up here before it dries out. Now that is holding nicely. I'm not sure if I want to put some glue across the top of it maybe. Oh yeah, yeah. Just going to be careful because some of that is going to move. That'll make it nice and shiny and kind of waterproof. Or at least give it a protective seal on it. I don't know about waterproof, but it will definitely make it. All right, I don't want to get too much in there on that edge. enough to get it down. There we go. There we go. All right. That is nice. Looking nice. All right. Now we had this little piece here that looked like part of the mountain. And this little corner. Right there. Yep. That way we can see his little feet. Okay. And I think what I may do is I may just paint our little llama or golden yellow or golden orange color. Put that on there. And I'm gonna need a little more on there. Bring you down. Oh, don't stick to my fingers. Oh, it's sticking to my fingers. Let me see if we can get that to go back down where I need it. There we go. All right. Goodness. All right, do this bottom section here. Make sure I've got it painted down first. Okay. All right, that's working a little bit. I'm wondering if I cut this in half, I'm wondering if it's going to change colors when I put it on there, or whether it will stay put and make like a little sun coming up over the hills. Let me grab a pair of scissors real quick. This may totally dry weird on here, and what I'm going to do is, I like how this looks, the pattern and the color. Put up there. And I'm going to try and cut this right across the fold. There we are. And let's see if that is going to do kind of what I'm wanting it to do. Yep, that'll work like I'm wanting it. And now I can go in here with some more of this paint that across there to keep that protected and sealed. We'll see how well this works. I'm not sure if this flower is not going to just, you know, turn a totally different color. I'm just exploring and practicing, and it's not like this has to be a masterpiece. So the only person who's going to end up seeing this sketchbook after today's video is going to be me when I'm using it, and my kids later on, if they decide they want to keep it. So, all right, let's, well, yep, that's going to move. All right, let's throw this in here. Across there like that. And seal that up in there. Come back down. Where's that pin? Lift you up and bring you back down. There we go. All right, now that's looking like a sunset over that. Oh, I like that. That is going to be nice. Okay. But now instead of doing the back, I've done the front. Okay, so this is the piece that I was going to do back here. So I think I'm still going to do that back here. And we'll just take it up. We'll try not to get too much on that rubber, that elastic band or rubber band section. And then I can just put that on there, piece that on there. Let's do this. I don't want to hit that band because I do not want that to mess up. All right, and I'm going a little heavier now with this part. And I'm going to go on this grooved part. Set that brush there, and let's see how we've got this going. Just press it on there, get it to sit for a minute. Now I'm just pushing that up against that groove. I don't know if you can see, but I'm pushing it up against the groove so that when it folds flat, we'll be able to see how it looks. All right. Now I don't have this part here glued down with enough glue. So let's get that in there. Put it in there thickly a little bit. And then spread that down. There we go. All right, that's working. That's coming along. All right, now we can put some over that and put that down. And it's okay if I have spaces in it, it'll be all right. It'll just add to the character. All right. Put that down. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. We don't want to go on the other ends of our paper into our watercolor paper down there. All right. Just tap that edge. Oh, this is going to be like a little marbly texture kind of thing. This is going to be, ooh, 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 ooh. Get back up there. Oh, come on. I apologize if my head is in the frame. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. A little rough with it. Okay. Now, let's see how we can do with this section. You can already see it's making a nice little shiny cover. Let's see if I can fold this over. It a little bit more, except for this section here. I think I'm going to leave this section here, and we'll paint it with some watercolor, some blue maybe, or some orange. And I can put some more of this on here. I think we'll have a nice little mountain scene for our little llama. I don't know. This is a pretty big piece of stuff that I want to leave. Let's see if we can cut this piece off and fit it there. Oh yeah, that'll work. That piece will work there, and then I'll have this for another one since it's such a nice big piece. We might do a second sketchbook cover if this turns out like I'm wanting. Oh, this is going to be a cool idea, I think. I think this is going to turn out really nice. I think I'm going to be pleasantly pleased with this. All right. Oops, straighten up there because I need you to be as straight as you're going to be when we're closed. All right. Right on that. There we go. And that blends in right there, that line, that seams up just nice. Couldn't ask for any better. All right. Now let's Now, I bought these Etchr sketchbooks with my own money, so I am not sponsored by Etchr for making this video and decorating this sketchbook. But I will put a link to their website where you can check out their sketchbooks and maybe buy your own sketchbook. So that you can decorate your cover of a sketchbook with your own ideas or with this idea. Now, when you go to collect your wasp nest materials, do not collect it from a live wasp nest. The wasp nest that I collected mine from on the side of my house has been there for a couple of years, and it has been empty for a couple of years. So, do be careful harvesting your own materials. Do not do anything that will harm you or the wasps. All right, that piece is down. Oh, that works just perfectly, and I'm not even paying attention to the way the lines are even going on this. So that is working out. This is working out wonderfully. Like I said, we've got gaps. That's okay. We're all right with the gaps. right, now I think I'm at a point where we're going to have to take a good day or two break to let this dry real well. And then through magic of editing, in a couple of days, I will come back and we'll film what this looks like. I'll show you where we're at, what this looks like. And we can paint in the sky next. Now, let me go over this and make sure everything is down like I want it. All right, let me rinse this brush real quick. And wipe that off. Set this to the side. And let me see if I can pick this up and let you guys see how that looks. It looks like a little rocky hill side with a little sun on it. And then next week, or not next week, in a couple of days, we'll come back and we'll paint in this blue sky and see how that looks. Okay, boardwalkers, we're back, and it did not take any longer than 24 hours for it to dry. Now, if you've noticed the gorgeous bright orange that we had speckled in there on that flower petal that we pasted on there for our sun, the color of that bright, lovely orange we had has faded to a brown, which was what I was worried about. But the rest of this has dried with a nice shine. It's shiny in some spots and not shiny in some spots. It's not sticky or tacky. I do need to go along some of the edges here and peel off some of this edge. I'm going to glue some of this down on it. And then what I've decided is, okay, I had the other half of that petal. It's been sitting here drying overnight, and as you can see, it did not fade. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe gluing this on top of this, and then while it's wet, after it's had time to dry, maybe go over it with some of the orange watercolor over the top of where that is orange to make our sunset look correct again. So let me pull some of this aside and get our watercolor set up. I think for the for my watercolor sky, I might want to go with a Berlin blue maybe on our palette, and maybe fade down to a turquoisey kind of blue maybe, or something, into a light pink of some color. Let's see what this is our color swatches from the last time. So I was thinking maybe to use a Berlin blue across the top of our picture here and fade down into maybe either a turquoise or a cerulean blue. Put maybe a primary red magenta in there a little bit with the pyrrole orange around the edge. And definitely use that pyrrole red for the center part of the sun there. And then, of course, to do our llama, I will do a pyrrole red with the cadmium yellow to see about getting our golden color for our llama. Now, I said last time that I was not too worried about these white sections in here, because this does look like a mountain range, the Andes mountain range. They do have, you know, tall spires in the Andes mountains, and it is covered with snow. So these white sections are just enough, I think, to show little patches of ice and snow on it. I may cover up this one a little bit with some with a color of that maybe right there. And I think I decided I wanted to cover up this section here with some more. And across the bottom here, I need to finish up my little llama here. Encase him in a little bit more. Not cover up his ear there. Like that. And maybe right there. So that we have just a little small patch of ice going through here. And then around here I can put maybe a little bit of green on him underneath his feet. And that. Or maybe put some of these bits of little bits of paper there behind that, like that, to finish this up. So let's finish gluing this part up so that by the time it dries here with us, we can paint in that sky. This is pretty smooth. It's not very raised. So it laid pretty flat on here. There's a couple of sections that are a little bit bumpy. But overall, now that looks like it's going to be nice. Let's see if I can get a little bit. Find a little bitty piece here. Stick in there. Come on. Stick down. There we go. Now we can see that llama. Alright. Now that is going to look nice. We can paint our little llama gold. Dish orange like he is. Alright, we can work on this section here. Oh, and I forgot to show you how this folded out on the cover. Let me put this glue on here real quick. And set this brush down. When we close this cover, that just fits perfectly. It lays flat. There's no part showing up. So it works nice. Works lovely. All right, now we were finishing up this section here. And then we can put our sky in, no problem. But I am pleasantly pleased with how this is looking. And as I said, this flower section I'm not too worried about. I was kind of figuring it was going to fade and that, but it's not a lost cause. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay, now I'm just going to glue this next section down here on this. I mean, it helps us get a pattern here. It gives us a little bit of, it shows us the color of where we want the color. And I'll just lay that back down in there and put it down for a bit. And see if we can smooth it out. Now it's got a little bit of that edge to it. And when we go to paint, I can put down some paint right on top of it and let it dry. I can also do a little bit of that splatter so it looks like the sunlight on it. Seal that back down here on the bottom. Really good, because we're not going to put any watercolor down here on this section right here. It's going to go right all up in the crevices. So, all right, that I think is it. So instead of rinsing out my brush right now, I'm just going to let it sit over here, and I will clean it in a bit because I do want to use this water real quick for my brush. And I am going to really this. Boom. Settle, please. Settle. I'm going to put a lot of water in here. And we're just going to see. I don't know how well this is going to work with tinting, or if it's just going to absorb a lot of water with it. All right, let's dip into this blue here. And this is our Berlin blue. Ooh, I like working with this palette. This ceramic palette. All right, that's really, really blue. My colors are really wetting, re-wetting good. Ooh, okay. You saw that. I didn't put that much on there at all. And that just took off. All right. So, put the water in and it just goes. Okay, that's good to know. All right, well, that's there. Put the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry out and I don't dip into it wrong. All right, let's put some more water on here and get this going down toward my little sun. And while we got some blue down here, we'll be all right. I'm going to dip into my Pyro Red And I'm just going to throw it in here and let it run. Let it just go by itself and blend in. And we'll just see what happens. Now, I said I was going to put a little bit of red on here with the paint. Put a little bit of yellow in there. Finish that up a little bit. And I'm just going to let this mix on the page here. Mix on the canvas. Get my permanent magenta red. Let that go. Alright, let's see if we can put some yellow in and extend this yellow part. Now I've got this yellow going right on top of this flower section. And I'm trying to unwrinkle that out a little bit. Not get rid of it. I want it to try and lay flat, kind of. Go back up over this orange. And put a little more red in here and make this look a little purple maybe. See if we can mix the purple here real quick. There we are. All right. That is a lovely purple. Now that is my Berlin blue and my permanent, my magenta. All right, let's mix up some more of that purple. Let's see if we can go a little darker here on the top. Oh, that is lovely. All right, come on, purple up there. There we go. Let's see if we can clean this up by dipping that right there. There we go. Clean that up. Awesome. I'm having to put a really thick layer on here. Now I have a feeling that this is underneath here is where I got some of that glue earlier, so that's why it's got that cloud looking like section in there. But that's quite all right. We're good with it. We're fine with it. There's clouds at night, so we can do that. All right, and I think if I can get a little more red on this side, I'm going to be happy with this. I can put some more of that orangey red on top of this. There we go. All right, now we need to make a llama color. First though, let me get some of this sap green, and let me just put a slight little bit in here under his feet. And get that little leg there fixed. All right, let's see if we can get a nice little orange here on our palette. There we are. Quinacridone, magenta. All right. Texture of the sketchbook is going to make that look awesome. It'll give our little fella here there he is. Look at that. right, guys, I am pretty pleased with this. It turned out way better than I thought it was going to turn out. And there you have it, our decorated Etchr sketchbook, square format, 6 inches. We've used our hornets or wasp nest paper material and a little bit of watercolor. We've used our orange calla lily from my garden also to make a gorgeous square sketchbook cover. There's your front, the side, and the back. Now I'm going to have to let this sit and dry a bit. Make sure all this glues down and stays glued down. But get creative with your Etchr sketchbook covers. Don't be afraid to just try something and explore and see what you can do. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them in the description below. I do read each and every comment, and I definitely try to answer all of the questions asked. I will put a link in the description for the MaimeriBlu watercolor introductory set, the Meeden palette, and I will put a link, like I said, on the description. It's not an affiliated link, and I am not sponsored by Etchr for the sketchbooks, so that you can find those on their website. I do look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Goodbye for now.